Marquette, Michigan, looking at a little cove on Lake Superior out on Presque. You can see the southwest side beach in the distance. Not too many swimmers today. The water's still very cold even in August, but it's a beautiful day. Perfect day for hiking along the shore. Beautiful crystal clear water of Lake Superior, I believe. Maybe the largest lake in the world. Fresh water. Not going to have any water problems in this area of the country. Looking back southwest there. Really? Oh.
Yeah, this is like it's part of the moon.
Down that way? I'm not going to. Yeah, Ramsey, we got enough rocks, so okay, bud?
Jackson went on again.
St. Clair. After Ransom, you'll be surprised. You'll be fine.
Really? That's amazing.
I'm monetizing.
What time is it? Do you know?
I'm on it's my under the 2026, and you'll see.
Wait, 12, not 2. I heard Ransom.
Ransom. R-A-S-T, Ransom 2026, and you'll see all the books out there. I lost my...
Black Rocks, Marquette, Michigan. Swimming hole in Lake Superior with smaller cliff diving. Beautiful day. Water's still cold in October and August.
I'm right here.
It looks like a sea monster. I'm being so real right now.
Like a what?
Sea monster. All you need right now is one of those large diving helmets.
Oh, you're funny.
How was it? Not bad. Not bad. Not bad.
Alright, go in there.
Black Rocks, swimming and diving, Marquette, Michigan. Cold water in August.
A little cave.
Good way to cool off, though. Looking west off Presque in Marquette, Michigan. Beautiful day. Lots of people out on the rocks in the water. Sure, it's cold even though it's August. Beautiful day in Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Hiking along the trail in Presque, Marquette, Michigan. Beautiful day. Looking at Lake Superior. And nice cool hike along the shore. Today our footsteps are taking us up Sugarloaf Mountain in Marquette, Michigan. There's a little view of it. And we're just starting out on the trail. We're hiking in what's called the boreal forest. And the trail just keeps going up and up and up. It's nice to have a long straightaway here. Can rest a little bit walking on flat ground. Got some nice straightaway area here with a slight incline. That's not too bad. A little bit of chance to rest up and walk on. Nice cool day. Sunny. Very easy hike. Now we're nearing the summit of Sugarloaf. You can see Lake Superior and some of the inner islands out in the distance behind me. Anyway, we'll head on up to the top. We're another level higher, getting closer to the summit. You can pan off in the distance and make out some more forest further out. And I think I'll head up on those rocks there and maybe have a little look at Lake Superior. Well, this was worth the climb up. Looking down on Lake Superior, some of the inner islands there. You can see the Superior Dome, Sports Dome, right there in the distance. And pan on around, looking down into the forest. Coming back to the Superior Dome Sports Complex. That's where my brother was athletic director at Northern Michigan University. They call it God's country up here, or sometimes the Third Coast. Canada is in the distance there across Lake Superior. Now we're up on the top of Sugarloaf Mountain, looking down at some inner islands in Lake Superior. Several other hikers made the trip today. It's a Saturday, so we got weekend hikers here. There's a nice view down at some of the little walking areas. You can wade out there. It's about waist deep, chest deep on me. Better be careful for the waters. A lot of undertow currents. Or if you got a kayak and some steel nerves, you can head on out to one of these islands. That's some very cold and swift currents, so better be careful if you're headed out that far to one of the islands. Or that one there. Barely touched down there. And then in the distance you have Presque. Here, that's where we hiked around the 4-mile shore loop yesterday. Beautiful hike, beautiful day yesterday. She's getting a bird's eye view of things down there. That's her boyfriend's coming up.
Dad, look it, there's an island.
Yeah, here we are on top of Sugarloaf. See some of the inner islands out there. Looking down on the shore, some hikers on their way up. Very nice day in Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Lake's too wide, won't be able to see Canada across the way, but we know it's over there. Here we are up on Sugarloaf Mountain. A lot of footsteps up here, but Lake Superior in the background behind me. The largest lake in the world, and then Canada beyond. Looking north off of Sugarloaf Mountain, panning around, we got some of the forest in the distance, and then the highest peak out there is Hogback Mountain, which is another hike for another day. On the downward side now, trail's pretty clear.
What's that?
Can't get lost here. Went right down the trail and shot up through the trees there. You can see it's not a sunny day, but it's clear anyway. Continuing on the trail down, been to the summit of Sugarloaf Mountain in Marquette, Michigan. Got a nice wide hike, a few boulders in the middle, but pretty easy hike back down to the parking lot. Take a short ride home. Here is Steve with Aspen, who also made the trip today. That was quite a hike up to the summit for Steve. He was huffing and puffing most of the way. Here we're headed through some fairly level ground with a lot of fern undergrowth, along with some thimbleberries. I tasted a few of those. They're pretty good. Something that's kind of unique to this area. And then looking up ahead, there's Steve and his dog Aspen leading the way. We're going down, but I don't like the looks of this uphill on the way down. Success! Made it to the peak of Sugarloaf Mountain, and now just on the easy wide trail back to the parking lot. Successful day hiking. Logged a lot of steps, got some nice views and hopefully some nice memories recorded here.